Good morning, Coolest Coast. It's time for coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning and Happy New Year, everyone. So good to see you again. Hi, Kristin.
Happy New Year!
I just have to say out loud what I said before we went live, and it's you look amazing. You like logged in, and I had to double check that it wasn't one of your girls because you look so young, I think.
I have not rolled my age back at all in the new year. I don't know. Maybe I have a new standing desk, which is why your view is a little bit different. Maybe, in the week I've had this, it's already rolled my youthful years back or something.
I love it. So the secret is a standing desk.
I don't know. My goal is to just stand more and move more. And I really thought like this is a great way to do this, right? Isn't that a
Yeah.
good way to do it? I
Yeah.
don't know.
What do you think of the standing desk so far? Is it, are you getting your work done as you stand? Does that impede anything?
Yes. So I mean, so one thing I've learned. So I worked with Lakeshore Business Interiors, which is right here in Manitowoc, friends. And I just wanted something that I could put on top of my desk. I wasn't really interested in like we have a built-in desk in our office, so like I'm not doing major construction, right? I just need something that could sit on top of the desk. But I learned there's lots of options, and they found this great workspace. It's probably, I don't know, I think it's like 19 or 20 inches deep, and then it's like 2 feet wide, and it's perfect for my laptop and a couple of like papers or my phone and or my cup of coffee.
Happy New
Um,
Year.
so it's really good. I've been enjoying it. I don't stand all day, but I do find myself kind of rotating back and forth, and it's so nice to have the option.
Option. Right.
Yeah.
And what you're describing is you're not committing your whole desk, right? So you've got an area where you could stand, you still have an area maybe where you could sit, and you're not
Hmm.
obligated to only that.
That is correct.
Ah, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Look at this new bug I got. My friend Amy, and I'm sorry, there's a little bit of reflection. She
Oh,
was so sweet and so thoughtful. For Christmas, she grabbed all these fun pictures from my Facebook page over there and she made a memory mug for me.
that's so precious.
Isn't it so fun?
Yeah. Oh,
I
I
love
love
it.
it. Nice
So
job,
thanks,
Amy.
Amy. It's
Yeah.
really sweet. I love it.
So, that's right. We just had Christmas. We just had New Year's. We've been off air for a little while. How's everything going? Did you guys have a good celebration?
Oh my gosh, it feels like it's been forever since I talked to you.
I know.
I know we texted last night, but I was like, I can't wait to talk to Tina. It feels like a month, not like 2 weeks,
I
right?
know. I totally feels like a month. I think especially because we squeezed in some actual visits, right? Like I actually saw you when you did a cookie drop and things like
Right.
that. So,
Yes, the holidays were great. We hosted here for a number of days. Then we had a couple, like one day in between where we didn't really have anything. We traveled to Chicago and then we went and visited Doug's family for 5 days for the new year, which was also great. It was a little weird down there. So normally when we go to Ohio, it's like 40s or 50s. We don't have to wear a jacket. It was not that at all. It was very cold and it snowed like 4 of the 5 days there.
oh, so does that mean you had brought your jackets or had you not even brought, like, were you prepared for
Um,
that?
I had a vest along, and a couple of the girls had jackets. I don't think Grace took her. Like we don't. You're on a plane. We flew this time, so we have limited space. But let's just say we couldn't like hang outside, right? Go for a walk. It was too cold for that. So, but we did lots of visiting and played board games and did puzzles and just all the things. Just visit
Yeah.
with family.
So interesting. Ohio, I would have just assumed had similar winter weather to Wisconsin, but you're
Yeah.
saying it was more temperate, except for this year was a surprise.
Yes. Yeah, normally it is a little bit more mild when we're there. Like it feels like we've, gone into the south. But yeah, the other thing that was weird is even though it snowed all of those days, like pretty nice, like throughout the day, snowflakes, it didn't accumulate at all.
Oh, oh, so there was snow, but it wasn't building up on the ground.
Right. It was kind of like blowing around. So
Speaking of snow, whatever happened to the saga of your leaning snowman? We never
oh
got
my
a chance
gosh,
to follow up.
I totally meant to take a picture of this. So before Christmas, we had some warmer days. It finally like laid over and its arms fell off. And yeah, there you go.
That was the
And
last shot we had.
there's a couple of little blobs and some sticks out there now, but his head never fell off. It just melted away.
So so the head is gone. It's not like there's still just a snowball laying there. You couldn't resurrect him by creating a new one and
The bottom of it is still there. Well, it was. I should go check today. The bottom of it was still there, but yeah, he just kind of like laid down and then his arms fell off and then that was the end of it.
I love that. What an interesting thing to observe.
I know. Is just a curious, very scientific-y thing that a phenomena that we've been able to enjoy and appreciate that I don't know that will ever happen again.
I know. I know. I've never seen that before.
Me
So,
neither. How
well,
was Christmas and New Year's for you guys?
it was so nice, so lovely, so enjoyable. It always seems to go too fast, but it was
Mhm.
great to be surrounded by family. Let's see. I think I have a picture. Oh, yeah. So this is cool because on Christmas Eve, the family all gathered at our house to make it easy, which was awesome. And it was my grandma's 96th birthday. So we got to celebrate with her.
I love
And it was
that.
interrupted, right? Like after the accident, we
Mhm.
stopped having Christmas all together. And she's like, I always celebrate my birthday and Christmas Eve at your house. And so it was amazing to be able to do it again together this year.
That is so awesome. I love that. 96.
And
I
just like
might
you, Kristen, you wouldn't believe she's 96, right? She like seems younger than her age.
I mean, you have some good maternal genes in your family because your mom, I think, looks incredible, and your grandma looks incredible. Like, just what a gift to have those family members with you for so many years and be able to create so many memories. And yeah.
Good morning, Lori.
Good morning. Speaking of people who always look younger, she's
Right.
another one, right?
And here's somebody who is also not getting younger. Jason celebrated a birthday. So his birthday is on New Year's Day. He's a New Year's baby.
Did his mom like win an award or anything when he was born?
Nope. So he was born in Sheboygan on New Year's Day, but a set of twins were born just before them. So they got all the fanfare and their parents named them Tom and Jerry because they were born on New Year's Day. Like so Wisconsin.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I've never
happy
had
birthday, Jason.
Oh, thanks, thanks. Happy birthday, Jason. I've never had a Tom and Jerry. I grew up hearing about people drinking Tom and Jerry's over the holidays. Have you ever
Mhm.
had one? Do you know what that is?
I don't know what a Tom and Jerry is. I know that people drink them. When you first said Tom and Jerry, I was thinking about the cat and the mouse.
Which is perfect for kids, right? Because they never thought,
Yeah.
oh, they named us after a drink for the holidays.
So, do you think they named them after the drink for the holiday or the cat and the mouse cartoon?
I suspect Sheboygan in the 1970s on New Year's Day, it was the drink, but with the caveat that it's okay, there's a cat and mouse also called that.
They're fine. I wonder where Tom and Jerry are today.
I know, I know. I wonder
Hey,
if they've
listen,
ever had a Tom and Jerry.
that's right, friends. If you know Tom and Jerry from Sheboygan, you need to put them onto our show and let them know that they're, semi-famous like the rest of us.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Happy birthday, Tom and Jerry. You just had a birthday.
That's right. So you had 2 birthdays and Christmas and New Year's.
Right, right. And we got to meet Teek's girlfriend.
Woo!
And
I noticed she was in your family picture this year. Tell
I
us all about it.
know.
Are you allowed to speak about it on air?
Well, it's his story, so I don't want to share too much myself, but I love seeing him happy. It's just so
Mm,
cute to see him sharing that kind of a bond with somebody, right?
yes.
To see them giggling and sharing similar interests and one says something and makes the other laugh and they say something makes the other laugh and they just like lift each other up. It's pretty cool as a parent.
I love this so much. Now she's kind of local, right? I think she's from Appleton, so they have
Yeah.
to go back a little bit for. So what a special thing for her to be able to take time. The holidays can be demanding in terms of celebrations and family, and what a cool thing for her to be able to be with you guys for your celebration.
Yeah, and she's got this great bright spirit energy, right? So she's fun to have around, she's easy to talk to. After 5 minutes, it felt like, wait, have we known you forever? Like, do we go way back?
That's so
So
cool. So I know Teak has known her for a long time, but kind of more recently stepped into this other zone with her. Have you ever met her before this?
No, and because them knowing each other just meant they were in the same group, this activity group at college. So, like,
That's
sometimes they attended on the same nights, right? So they, like, knew each other, like, "Oh, I know what your name is," right? But it wasn't like they knew each other.
sure.
And then they had a
Well,
chance meeting. They each had a part-time job, and their jobs took the kids to the same location. And she's like, "Wait, hey, I remember you." And he's like, "Hey." And then they apparently started snapping each other, which I don't even know what that means, but
there's a whole set of snapping rules and levels of engagement that I would need to document to be able to follow from my daughter, for sure.
I just know when on Facebook when it said "in a relationship with," I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. There we go."
It's official. It's Facebook official.
Facebook official.
That is amazing. Hey, really quick, your grandma's birthday cake. This looked like a shell or something. Can we just stop
Yeah.
back and,
Let's
we've
just
talked a
back
lot
up.
about treats. Tell us what in the world are we looking at and what is it?
Okay, it was as good as it looks. And so inside is like chocolate cake and mousse or ganache. You know what I mean? So it was
Mm,
very like it was more moussey than cakey.
okay.
It was just very enjoyable to eat.
That and you cut it like you get wedges of the dome.
Yeah, wedges of the dome.
Ugh, where did you get it from?
Jason found it. I
Really?
I think I've heard him speak highly of the Meyer Bakery recently, so I'm
Mm.
thinking maybe it was the Meyer Bakery.
I have seen, oh, he just said moose cake from Meyer. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Jason. You
Yeah,
rock.
I have seen some amazing cakes in their cases, so good to know that it was delicious and it looks amazing.
And I feel bad because in my current condition, right, he had to get his own birthday cake. So, and I'm pretty sure that this one is from Meyer. And what's interesting is it was like these wedges of different styles of cake put together. So everyone was like, "Oh, I'll have a slice of chocolate. I'll have a slice of carrot. I'll have a slice of red velvet," whatever it was, right? It was
Mm,
kind of cool that you had a cake choice.
yeah, I noticed that last night when we were swapping pictures. Insider scoop, we swapped text pictures the night before. Um, I love so I'm a big fan of variety, right? Like you get together for a social and everybody brings a dish, or like we had appetizers for the Packer game last Sunday. There's something about the variety that I just really enjoy. So if I can have like two thin slices of two different kinds of cake, my brain is very happy with that.
Nice. Nice. So, variety. Was this the Packer game?
This was Christmas Day. Christmas Day. I think it was Christmas Day, pretty sure. So we had talked about treats and all the things. At one point when we stopped to visit, you tried to send me home with chocolates, and I'm like, Tina, I don't think I really need to take these. You need to find somebody else that needs sweets.
I
So
I can see why now.
yes, isn't it look amazing?
So, are those your homemade biscotti?
Yeah, down on the bottom, homemade biscotti, and then right before the holiday, the girls had parties at school, and my mom made scotcheroos with Josie to take for her class. So there we had a few of those left. Just above that, we ended up getting peanut butter balls from Jen's Java
Ooh.
on Christmas Eve morning. Doug and I got up and watched the sunrise, and she had posted that they had some available, so we went and got those. My aunt made a fruit cake cookie, which is like kind of right above that. And then we have puppy chow and the Rolo pretzel things and angel food and cookies and Grinch mix somebody made for us. It's like a Grinchy check mix. And then the thing on the bottom left we call crack because you start eating it, you can't stop.
Oh.
But this is one of my mom's things. So it's like pretzels, honeycomb, peanuts, M&Ms, and then you mix peanut butter and white chocolate together and you toss it around. And
Was there
it's
any left at the end?
there was a little bit left, but there's nothing left now.
So, tell me about the sunrise. So you guys went out on Christmas morning to see this?
Yeah, Christmas Eve morning, we just happened to like wake up early and we are like, what should we do? And we had already kind of planned we were going to go to Bakery on State and get donuts in the morning. And so we went and did that. And then we just noticed the sunrise was so incredible. So we drove down to the lake. I took right outside the yacht club.
Mm.
It was so amazing for like 20 minutes. And then actually the sun never came up. It was overcast. And then we never actually got to see the sun.
Oh, I wonder if that's why though, with the overcast, if that's why the pink extends so far along the horizon.
I think so. Like I felt like it was dark and then we got to capture the best moment of the sunrise and then it was gone.
That's so beautiful. You know, you shared a little video clip. This streaming service doesn't always do the best job with them, but I'm going to pull it up and let's just take a look. Just a little caveat in
Let's
case.
see.
Oh my God, I love where we live, Kristin. Thank you for sharing that. Just the
Right?
sound of the waves and just we live in an amazing place.
I got back in the truck and I said to Doug, no picture or video is going to do this justice. Like it's both incredibly frustrating sometimes when you see something so beautiful and you just feel like, I cannot get it in an image. But then conversely, like that God created this beautiful, magnificent universe that we get to enjoy, and that's all part of it. And of course, you can't capture it in a picture.
Right, right, right. So on New Year's Eve, and these days we don't stay up terribly late, right? I'm like, nope, we've got to stay up till midnight. We've got to figure this out, right? So we found we watched Dallas, their New Year's Eve celebration, right? Because New York was already done. I'm like, how am I going to stay awake? And it was pretty cool, right? The fireworks and everything. And we ended up staying up till like 2 a.m., which was cool, right? Because we're
Party
never up that late.
animals.
But I was like, no, we are getting up. We are watching the first sunrise. We never do that, right? I'm a morning tourist, but I'm like, no, I'm setting an alarm. I don't care how late we stay up. We are getting up early. And so we too got out, and on New Year's Day, we saw the first sunrise of 2026.
Okay, tell us how you got this shot because I feel like this is like quite the picture.
Oh, thanks. Actually, I I just leaned out the window of the car. I like opened the window all the way, stuck my arm out, and then like put it in front of the windshield and
So, no special filters, no editing. I mean, this is proof that you're just a really great photographer, I think.
Thanks. I just didn't take it through the windshield, right? I didn't get all like the scuzz and grime and stuff on the.
Yes. Oh my gosh. What a cool way to start the new year.
It was really special, right? When you just observe, and especially because we live right here
Mhm.
on the shores of Lake Michigan and have the opportunity to see it over the lake. How incredible.
Well, right. And I just, if you
And
haven't been
stories.
out for a sunrise, it is incredibly quiet and so peaceful, especially in the winter when there's snow down. Like I feel like that just really gives insulation.
Yeah.
But taking that 30 minutes to start the day just sets a different feeling
Yeah.
than if you don't.
It totally does. And it anchors it in a way,
Yeah.
right? Like I will always remember that day because we sat and watched the sunrise. And what's interesting, yes, this is a shot of us, but what I want to point out is so this is us watching that sunrise. Look at the color on our faces. You
Yes.
actually see the color of the sunrise. So it does something to the world around you that's kind of magical.
It lights you up. Did you take naps?
Yes. Busted.
I know. I do. Like, let's see, it would have been like the 28th. I napped in the afternoon and I am not a napper. And I was
Oh,
like just wiped out from Christmas and hosting and almost to the point that like I didn't feel good. And I'm like, Doug, I just need to like lay in the chair for half an hour and close my eyes. And then I felt better.
yep, that kind of recharge. Like if you can just 20 minutes, even if it's just laying quietly and you don't actually fall asleep, just
Yeah.
letting your like energy recharge is so beneficial. That's why you look so young.
Because I took one 20-minute nap. Well, let me tell you that I stayed up until 1 o'clock in the morning last night, finishing the dog racing book that you sent me.
Oh my God. Wasn't it so unexpectedly, unbelievably good?
Yes. I'm trying to think about what the name of it is right now because this is what I do. I talk about books on air and then I can't remember the name of it.
Is it Racing in the Rain or
Yeah,
Driving in the Rain?
Racing in the Rain, I think is what it's called. Yeah. So you guys, Tina sent me this book. She said, I didn't really know what I was going to think, but it was unexpectedly sweet. I really enjoyed it. So I started this maybe when we were coming back from Ohio on the plane. And it's almost entirely written from the perspective of the dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the dog is a perfectly conscious, perfectly understanding being.
Which at
That
first kind of turned me off when I read the back. I'm like, what?
yes.
But it's
Um,
awesome.
but it was so good and so sweet. And of course it had a happy ending, which made my heart happy because there's a lot in there that happens that like made me feel a little anguish. And
Yeah. It's a mostly happy ending.
yeah.
Like through tragedy,
Yes.
coming to terms and yeah, finding happiness again.
Um, but yeah, I finished it at 1 o'clock in the morning today, and I was like, "Tina, that was a good read. You get a gold star for that one."
Ah, awesome. You know what? I have to thank my friend Nancy Stieber. She recommended it. And at first I
Mm.
kind of set it aside because the book cover has a guy driving a car with a dog sitting next to him. And I thought, what about this is a story that's going to appeal to me? And then knowing that it was kind of from the dog's perspective, I
Mhm.
thought, what? It is so wonderfully and touching and moving. And I think I cried.
Did you? I can totally understand. I did not cry, but I can totally understand that. I mean, there were a few times where, like, my guts were like, "Oh, why is this happening? This is horrible." And then also I find myself looking at our dogs now, like, are they really 100% understanding everything, cataloging everything I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
made me wonder a little bit.
Like, are they trying to communicate something back to you in a way that only they can?
Right. Right, because the dog does things with, like, nuzzling his nose or barking or peeing when he's not supposed to, right? And so, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
I did not expect that to be a book I couldn't put down.
Yes. Yeah, once I got, like, halfway into it, I was off and running.
Yeah, me too. Cool. Oh, I'm so glad that you enjoyed. Did you read anything else on the break?
I did. I actually read this is totally different, nonfiction, which is unusual for me. It's a newer book. It came out in April from Lee Strobel, who's an atheist turned Christian, and it's called Seeing the Supernatural. And it is about so he was a reporter in Chicago and was an atheist, and he went out to prove that Jesus Christ wasn't real and ended up proving to himself he was real. And so if you read the book, The Case for Christ, he lays out all the evidence of why Jesus Christ actually existed. It's a hard read. That's very academic. So this one, Seeing the Supernatural, is a little bit lighter, but it talks about dreams and visions, near death experiences, and angels and demons and why they exist and why it's proof that there's an afterlife and lays it out and kind of makes the case for it also, but it's not quite so deep.
Mm.
But I was very thankful for my Kindle because there's a lot of words in here that I didn't know that, like, the Kindle, you can hover and get the definitions or like, how do I even
Oh,
pronounce this
that's
word?
brilliant. Yeah.
So I was very thankful for the technology of my Kindle to kind of help me get through it. But yeah, so I read two books over the break.
You said Angels and Demons, which reminds me of Dan Brown. And a while
Mhm.
ago we had talked and you were starting a new Dan Brown book.
Yes.
How was that? Was that a recommended one?
Yes. I think it's called Origin. I have to think about that. Yes, also good. Took a little
Okay.
bit longer to get going than, the typical Dan Brown. I'm trying to think back to what that was about. I think it's about AI.
Oh. Ooh.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yes, I would
Cool.
recommend. I finished that one also.
Hey, so tell me about this. Was this then in Ohio?
Yes, this is at my in-laws. I mean, I don't even know how many years they've been doing this, a long time. Let's just say probably 12 to 15 years. Um, they got this pegboard and they changed the numbers out each year to advance the year. And then they actually have the first year they had an exercise ball with lights wrapped around it that they like drop
Oh,
down from the tree.
oh
Um,
wow.
now they actually have like a Christmas, ornament kind of thing. It's a wire frame with lights on it. And so they do the countdown in the backyard and they have the number that lights up when, it's midnight. And
Oh my God, how fun.
we create a bunch of chaos in the neighborhood with, bells and air horns and, all different things. So
Cool. Oh, the girls must love that.
They do. They love it. And, a couple of years we've driven home on New Year's Day because it was so close to going back to school, or New Year's Eve day. It was too close to going back to school, and they miss it. They miss the socializing and family. And we played minute to win it games that night, and so it's just a really special tradition for them. So we got to stay that night and the next night, and so they were super happy about that.
Nice. And was that because you flew too, that it gave you a little more time on the ground?
A little bit, and I mean, the time difference between flying and driving isn't that there's not a lot of savings. We were very blessed that we had points to be able to fly this time, and so, we had to pay a minimum amount for the tickets. But the way the holiday fell this year with Christmas and New Year's being on like a Wednesday, it just was this beautiful elongated break. So we came home on Friday and we still had like the whole weekend to kind of rest and recuperate and, play with toys and put stuff away and do laundry and all the things we need to do before going back to the grind on Monday. So
Where do the dogs go when you travel like that?
my mama,
Ah, awesome.
yep, my mama takes them. She's the bomb.
Hey, we did have the annual changing of the Krampus this year. So artist Erin Labonte and her husband Don Crumpos, for a couple of years, they've been sending out these cards with their own artistic work of the Krampus. And so we've been collecting them. You can see on that little stand, there's multiple ones there. And so it's so fun each year to receive it and then put the new one there.
I love that. How many years have you been doing it?
I think this is the fourth one I have.
Awesome. Do you know how long Erin has been doing it, like creating them?
I don't. No, I don't.
That's super cool. How do you leave them out all year round?
I do. Because
Do you?
it's a work of art, right? Like,
Yes. Did you get to go see Did you go and see Krampus at the Mikado this year?
I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah.
Did
I
you?
know my mom and sister, I think, went last year and they enjoyed it. They said it was awesome. It just didn't fit in our schedule this year, but it's definitely something the kids went with her last year. So I think like maybe next year we would go again if they do it again.
Oh,
I hope
cool.
they do it again.
I hope so. What a fun tradition, right?
Right.
I know
I
Jason got to go and make a little video in advance of it, which was
Did
fun.
he?
Yeah, the costumes looked awesome.
I mean, I think those small little productions sometimes, it's more intimate, so you get to enjoy it it's more of an experience. And sometimes they're funny and like they can hear you laughing because you're close together. And I did see that the Mikado has a couple of other, maybe a straight play or maybe a musical coming up. They were doing auditions. So,
Ooh,
it's just kind of another, again, arts community, another place to check out and take in
yeah.
a show.
So I have not seen an actual play performed there.
Mm,
I've only seen movies, right?
sure.
So how interesting. What a cool way to use the space.
Yes. Which the Krampus show, I think, is a straight play. I don't think that's a musical.
Okay.
And I think they did one other thing, but what I'll do is if I can find it on their Facebook page later on today, I'll hop back on and I'll throw it in the comments if you guys want to check it out. But I know they've got something coming up.
Cool. I just wanted to check, is there one more photo? Oh, yes. This is so interesting, this photo. Tell us what is happening here.
So my amazing hubby has kind of taken over a very long-standing tradition of playing Santa on Christmas Eve.
That's
So
Doug?
that's Doug. So when we were kids, originally the O'Connors that owned the candy truck, they did Santa and the elf as a job in the winter. And then after they retired, my uncle Peanut took it over and he did it when we were little kids. And he did it until I have pictures of him with Grace and Josie and Nora. And then my cousin did it for a year. And, it just was like always a fun thing. Then COVID hit and all the little families kind of like split off. And then last year, now Peanut, my uncle Peanut, they have grandkids that are little. And so Doug started doing it for their family last year. And this year, Grace got in on the action and played Elf, which is so sweet and so fun. And we have a tradition now, I think since COVID, for 2020, Grace and Doug both got COVID and we were like locked down for the whole month. We get Chinese food on Christmas Eve. So after they played Santa, they stopped at Lucky Bamboo to pick up our order. which they love it. He went in as Santa last year. They had a good time, but their girls were there. They were all working and hanging out. And so they got to sit and take pictures. And they actually posted this on their Facebook page.
Oh, that is so sweet. Oh
Isn't
my
it so
God.
cute? So a bunch of people took pictures with them and, said hi and all the things. And then they came home.
Aw, what a
Yeah.
cool tradition.
Yeah. So I'm investigating a legit Santa outfit that fits him because this one's a little bit big for him. So
He's
we'll
got to eat
see.
more cookies.
He'll like that advice, actually.
Well, and the elf costume looks so great on Grace.
I know they have all kinds of stuff from over the years that we've kind of collected and put together. But yeah, it was really cute because I took the Santa costume to Cool City to have it dry cleaned and prepped before.
Oh, fun.
And it was just like it felt really cool to like walk with it out in a bag and have it like, you were kind of being secretive or,
That's
so
awesome. Yeah, I never
it was
thought
cute.
who cleans Santa's clothes after the big night.
I mean, yeah, he works hard. He needs to have his things and put in order, right?
Look at that. I love it. The North Pole spirit right here on the coolest coast. Way to go.
That's right. I'm trying to talk him into starting to grow his beard out in like July so that he has a real beard. So
He's not graying yet, though, is he?
yeah, he is pretty great. He's a little more salt and pepper. He's going to be, if you've ever watched the Christmas Chronicles on Netflix, he'd be a little bit more Kurt Russell beard than like
Yeah,
Coca-Cola beard, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, a little salt and pepper Santa might be cool.
Yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, first of all, 10 out of 10, I'd recommend watching Christmas Chronicles on Netflix. But second of all, look up Kurt Russell Santa. Google it if you want to.
Yeah, he does a good job.
He's
that is
studly. Yeah, it's a studly look. It is a little more salt and pepper, but something I can get behind it.
At some point, Santa must have been salt and pepper, right? You don't just go all gray one
That's
day.
right. That is 100% true.
Oh, Kristin, this has been too fun.
So fun to chat with you and see you. I'm going to get to see her on Friday in person. So just know that.
Wait, this Friday?
Yeah, this Friday.
Oh, we have to talk. I didn't know. I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was this Friday. Okay, we have to talk. Okay.
Rewind. Do not put that in your memory. Stay tuned.
All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching this episode of Coffee with Kristin and Tina. This is Kristin Odell. I'm Tina Prigge. We'll see you next time. Happy New Year, everyone.